Entanglement gives us a model for the deepest mystery in relationship astrology: why some charts sing together. Two people born continents apart, with no causal connection whatsoever, and yet their charts lock together like puzzle pieces. Synastry has always described a non-local connection. The moment one person's Saturn touches your Sun, something in you becomes visible. In quantum terms, they were entangled before they ever met. The synastry chart does not create the connection. It reveals the entanglement that was already there.
And the observer effect, the idea that observation changes what is observed, is astrology's secret philosophy. Every chart is read by a reader, and the reading changes the chart's meaning. The Hari chart, cast for the moment a question is asked, is the purest example. The question itself collapses the sky into an answer. The observer is not separate from the observed. My grandmother knew this intuitively. She would say, "The stars answer the heart that asks." She was describing the observer effect in the language of love.
Let us go further. Non-locality says the universe is connected in ways that violate our ordinary sense of space and time. Astrology has always asserted exactly that a configuration of planets at one moment can carry meaning for a life decades later. Not because the planets send signals across the void, but because meaning is woven into the fabric itself. The chart is a hologram. Every part contains the whole. These are not causes. They are correlations written into the same cosmic fabric that quantum mechanics is only now learning to describe.
Now, I want to be the responsible physicist in the room and say, this is metaphor, not established physics. We are not claiming the planets are literally quantum objects, and we are not saying quantum mechanics proves astrology. But here is what is true: the mathematics of probability, the philosophy of observation, the mystery of entanglement. These give astrology its most rigorous conceptual framework yet. If astrology is anything, it is the art of reading patterns in a universe that turns out to be radically, fundamentally connected.
And the quantum lens sharpens the old techniques. Out-of-bounds planets become non-local planets, outliers that refuse the normal rules of the chart. Retrograde planets become wave functions in reverse, energies that operate inward in superposition before they externalize. The nodes become entanglement points with the past and future. The Arabic parts become fixed points of collapsed meaning. Every technique we learn tonight looks different through this lens.
There is one more quantum concept I want to bring in: decoherence. In quantum mechanics, a system decoheres when it interacts with its environment, losing its quantum weirdness and settling into classical reality. Here is the astrological analogy. The newborn is a quantum system interacting with the environment for the first time: light, air, sound, gravity, the touch of another human being. The first breath is the first interaction. The birth chart is the record of that decoherence event, the exact moment infinite possibility became one particular life.
And if the birth chart is a decoherence record, then predictive astrology becomes something fascinating. It is not fortune-telling. It is the study of how a collapsed system interacts with new information. When a transit hits your natal sun, it is like a new observation landing on your wave function, a new interaction that reshuffles the probabilities of your life. The future is not written in the sky. But the sky, read with skill and humility, can show you which doors are opening. That is an astrology of agency.
And let me add one more layer, because I love this. Quantum entanglement is not just about pairs of particles, it is about networks. In a room full of entangled particles, the whole system is one connected web. By analogy, we are all entangled with each other, through family, through love, through the collective sky we share. Your chart is not just yours. It touches mine, and mine touches the person next to you. That is the deepest message of the quantum sky. We are not separate. We never were.
So here is where I land, as the physicist who was once a skeptic. I cannot prove astrology with quantum mechanics. But I can say this: the universe at its smallest scale is stranger, more connected, and more observer-dependent than anyone imagined a century ago. The old materialist objection assumes a universe of isolated billiard balls. But we do not live in that universe. We live in a universe of entanglement, of probability, of observation shaping reality. And in that universe, an ancient art that insists on cosmic correlation does not look crazy. It looks early.
The quantum frontier is open. But the journey is not over, because a complete astrology needs more than philosophy. It needs technique. It needs the deep tools. And that is exactly what we are bringing you next. Part 4. The Advanced Toolkit. Because a 2-hour conversation would not be complete without the deep techniques, the ones that separate the students from the masters. Fixed stars, harmonics, midpoints, astrocartography, the Arabic parts. These are the tools of the serious practitioner, and tonight we are opening the whole chest.
Astrocartography first, your chart mapped onto the Earth. Every planet rises, culminates, and sets somewhere specific, and when you travel, you walk into a different chart. Move to your Jupiter line and life gets bigger. Opportunities multiply, doors open. Cross your Saturn line and suddenly you are learning lessons, boundaries, responsibility, the slow work of building. Astrocartography is astrology you can pack in a suitcase. And it explains why some places feel like home on the first day, and others feel wrong no matter how long you stay.
Fixed stars next, the ancients' favorite secret. Regulus, the heart of the lion, a star of royalty and danger, the star of kings, and of falls from grace. Algol, the demon star, feared by every ancient mariner, the head of Medusa, a star of shocking reversals. Spica, the bringer of gifts, the star of artistic genius. Antares, the heart of the scorpion, a star of intensity and extremity. Fixed stars are like the spice rack of astrology. A tiny amount transforms the whole dish.
Harmonics, deeper. John Addy's great gift to astrology was the insight that every aspect family is a harmonic of the zodiac. The opposition is the second harmonic, the zodiac divided by 2. The trine is the third. The square is the fourth. The quintile is the fifth. When you multiply a chart by its harmonic number, hidden patterns snap into focus. The 9th harmonic shows your vision, the 5th your creativity, the 7th your inspiration, the 11th your community. The chart becomes a symphony, and harmonics are its sheet music.
And midpoints, the Cosmobiology School of Everton, reads the chart as a web of midpoints. The Sun-Moon midpoint is the core of the personality. When a transit hits it, the whole system lights up. The Venus-Mars midpoint is the love and desire axis. The Saturn-Pluto midpoint is the power and control node. Midpoint work is astrology's acupuncture, tiny points, massive effects. Combined with declination, it gives you a chart that breathes in 3 dimensions.
And let us return to the Arabic parts with fresh eyes. The part of fortune and the part of spirit are only the beginning. There are parts for marriage, for children, for travel, for death, for victory, for healing. Each one is a calculated point that acts like a sensitive planet in its own right. The most beautiful thing about the parts is their symmetry. The part of fortune is ascendant plus moon minus sun. The part of spirit is ascendant plus sun minus moon. Together they form an axis, body and soul.
And one more deep technique, the Davison relationship chart. In synastry, you compare 2 charts. But the Davison chart takes it further. It casts a chart for the midpoint in time and space between 2 births, the third thing that is the relationship itself. The Davison chart has its own sun, its own moon, its own ascendant. It is the soul of the relationship, separate from either person. Reading a Davison chart is like meeting a third person, the being you create together when you are together.
And finally, declination in full. The planets do not move in a flat circle. They dip north and south of the celestial equator. 2 planets at the same declination form a parallel, a conjunction-like bond that works regardless of zodiacal longitude. And a planet beyond the sun's maximum declination is out of bounds, a wild card that refuses the normal order. Out-of-bounds planets are the rule breakers, the geniuses, the ones who cannot fit in the box. When you add declination, the chart becomes a sphere, and a sphere has depth.
The Advanced Toolkit is open. Fixed stars, harmonics, midpoints, astrocartography, the Arabic parts, the Davison chart, declination. Each one is a lens. And now we bring all the lenses together. This is the art of synthesis. Part 5. Synthesis and Vision. We have walked from Babylon to the quantum edge. We have opened the toolkit of the masters. Now we bring it all home, and we ask the question that matters most. What does it all mean?
Here is the truth we keep coming back to: no single technique owns the truth. The Babylonians had their omens, the Greeks their philosophy, the Indians their dashas, the Egyptians their decans, the Maya their great cycles, the psychologists their archetypes, the quantum theorists their entanglement. The master astrologer is the one who can hold all of it at once, who reads the chart as a mandala, not a menu. A chart is not a diagnosis. It is a poem written in a language older than any alphabet.
And that is the vision. The future of astrology is not less, it is more. More data, more technique, more cultural voices, more willingness to ask strange questions. The astrology of tomorrow will be global, diverse, humble, and bold. It will respect the ancestors and embrace the frontier. It will hold the paradox. Rigorous enough for the physicist, poetic enough for the poet, practical enough for the person who just wants to know when to plant the garden.
The physicist in me wants a rigorous astrology, one that admits what it is and what it is not, that studies its patterns honestly, that builds bridges to psychology and complexity science. The mystic in me wants a wild astrology, one that dares to say the universe means something, that we are participants, not passengers. And I have come to believe both are needed. The rigor keeps the wildness honest. The wildness keeps the rigor alive.
My grandmother's string and the night sky, the astrolabe, the solkine, the quantum wave function, they are all the same gesture, the human hand reaching for pattern, for meaning, for connection. Astrology is that gesture, made into a language, and tonight we have learned to speak a little more of it. The sky does not command us. It suggests, it mirrors, it invites.
Let me give you a synthesis technique you can actually use tonight. Take your own chart. Find your sun, your moon, and your ascendant, the 3 pillars. Then find the ruler of your ascendant, your chart ruler, and see where it sits. That one planet is the executive of your chart. Then trace the dispositor chain, who rules your chart ruler, and who rules that, all the way back to a final dispositor. That final planet is the root of your whole system. One chart, one thread, one root.
And if you want a vision for where this all goes, imagine an astrology that is fully global. That draws equally from the Hellenistic tradition and the Vedic dashas, from the Mayan calendar and the quantum wave function, from African star lore and Middle Eastern astrology and indigenous sky stories from every continent. Imagine an astrology that is not embarrassed by its past and not afraid of its future. That is the astrology we are building, one conversation at a time.
And that brings us to the end of our 2-hour journey. Thank you for walking the wheel with us. From the clay of Babylon to the probability clouds of quantum mechanics, from the decans of Egypt to the harmonics of the modern chart. If tonight changed one idea for you, share this episode with someone who needs it. The sky is big enough for all of us.
We are Zara, Valentina, Hannah, and Nora, the voices of the quantum sky. And we want to leave you with this: the stars do not command. They suggest. The chart is not a cage. It is a compass, and the most important prediction in any chart is the one you make with your own choices, your own courage, your own love.
Next episode, we are taking listener questions. Send us your wildest chart theories, your fixed star obsessions, your quantum doubts. We read everything, and we answer the best on air. Until then, go find your Jupiter line, if you can. The world is bigger than your zodiac sign.
And if you are curious to go deeper, the techniques are out there: harmonics, midpoints, declination, the ancient texts, the quantum thinkers who are reimagining what astrology can be. The sky has been writing this conversation for thousands of years. We just added a few new pages. Keep questioning, keep learning, that is the whole art.
And from my grandmother's courtyard in Aleppo to wherever you are listening tonight, the stars connect us all. Shukran, thank you for spending 2 hours with us under the same sky. Until next time, keep looking up, keep asking why, and remember, in a universe this connected, every question you ask changes the sky. Good night and clear skies.
The quantum sky was a theoretical exploration of astrology's history, techniques, and frontiers. Everything discussed, especially the quantum interpretations and any predictive ideas, is offered as metaphor, hypothesis, and tradition, not as established scientific fact and not as professional advice. The stars do not make your decisions. You do. Thank you for listening, and may your own sky always be full of questions.
Let us go deeper into Babylon, because the sophistication of those sky watchers still takes my breath away. They did not just watch the sky. They built a mathematics for it. The Babylonians developed a base 60 number system, which is why we still have 60 seconds in a minute and 360 degrees in a circle. They computed planetary positions using arithmetic progressions that modern historians call goal-year texts. Records that let them predict a planet's return by looking at what it did the last time it made the same loop. They were building predictive algorithms on clay, 4,000 years before the computer. And their astrology was practical in a way that will surprise you. The Babylonians did not cast birth charts for individuals the way we do. Individual natal astrology emerged later, in the Hellenistic world. What the Babylonians did was omen astrology at the scale of the state. If Mars stood in the station of the king's star, the court astrologers would prescribe rituals, substitute kings, purifications, donations to the temple, to deflect the omen. They believed the heavens warned and that humans could respond. The sky was not fate. It was intelligence.
And when astrology moved into the Hellenistic world, it became personal, and it became professional. The Greeks took the Babylonian data and the Egyptian decans and wove them into the birth chart. The houses were born here, the 12 places of the chart, each ruling a domain of life, self, wealth, siblings, parents, children, health, marriage, death, travel, career, friendship, and the hidden world. And the Hellenistic astrologers developed the techniques of timing, the profections, which advance one house per year of life, and the planetary periods, which assign chapters of life to the 7 traditional planets. Let me explain profections, because they are elegant and immediately useful. In Hellenistic astrology, your first year of life is ruled by your ascendant's house. Your second year, the second house. Your third, the third. And so on around the wheel. Every 12 years, the cycle returns to the ascendant, and those are the pivot years, the threshold years of identity. Your 12th year, your 24th, your 36th, your 48th, the years when the self is reborn. Combine profections with the planetary periods and you have a timing system that does not need computers or ephemerides. And it works.
Now the Vedic deep dive, because the nakshatras deserve their own love letter. The moon moves through 27 nakshatras in about 27 days, one per day, roughly, and each nakshatra is a distinct flavor of consciousness. Ashwini, the first, is the swift healer, the horse-headed twin, the starter of things. Bharani, the second, is the womb and the tomb, the star of transformation through bearing and releasing. And so it goes, all the way to Revati, the 27th, the star of the journey's end. Your moon's nakshatra is the lens through which your emotional life is filtered. And the dasha system deserves more than a mention. The Vimshathari dasha is a 120-year cycle divided among the 9 grahas, the 7 planets plus the 2 nodes, Rahu and Ketu. The sequence is fixed: Ketu 7 years, Venus 20, Sun 6, Moon 10, Mars 7, Rahu 18, Jupiter 16, Saturn 19, Mercury 17. Your life unfolds as a series of planetary seasons, each one activating a different archetype. The Venus dasha brings love and beauty. The Saturn dasha brings work, limitation, and maturity.
Egypt deeper. The decans were not just timekeepers, they were divinities. Each decan had a name, an icon, and a set of influences. The Egyptians believed that each 10-day period of the year was governed by its decan star, and that the decans accompanied the soul through the night and through the afterlife. And the Hellenistic astrologers took the decans and assigned them to the 36 sections of the zodiac, 10 degrees each, creating the faces or decanates that modern astrologers still use to add texture to each sign. The decanate system is one of those quiet techniques that transforms a reading. Every 30 degrees of a sign is divided into 3 faces of 10 degrees each ruled by a different planet. So a person with Mars at 5 degrees of Leo is in the first face, ruled by the Sun, the face of the ruler. A person with Mars at 25 degrees of Leo is in the third face, ruled by Jupiter, the face of the benefactor. Same sign, same planet, completely different flavor. The Egyptians understood that even within one sign there are 3 different skies.
And the Maya deserve a much deeper look, because their time science was genuinely extraordinary. The Solkeen, the sacred calendar of 260 days, was created by interlocking 2 cycles, 13 numbers and 20-day names. The result is a sequence of 260 unique day signs, each with its own character and destiny, like a 260-letter alphabet of time. Every day in the Maya world had a name and a number, and the combination determined the day's energy. The Maya were doing natal astrology, with a calendar instead of a zodiac. And the long count, the great cycle of time that the modern world panicked about in 2012, is a fractal calendar. It counts days in units of 20, the kin, the winal, the ton, the katan, the baktun. 13 baktuns make one great cycle of about 5,125 years. When the 13th baktun ended in December of 2012, the Maya did not predict the end of the world. They predicted the turning of a great wheel, the beginning of a new cycle. The Maya knew what every good astrologer knows: endings are beginnings in disguise.